pressure gauge. So you have to check the tire pressure with the tire pressure gauge. You want to make sure there's no cuts on the sidewalls, no bulges or worn spots, no exposed fabric coming out from the side of the tire. The front tires cannot be re-grooved or recapped, and the valve stem is present and not missing. So the condition is good, and then the depth. The only way to properly measure the depth of a tire is with a tread depth gauge. You have to, and to measure this, the front has to be 4/32 on both sides. You want to check it in 2 adjacent grooves as well. So any 2 grooves you check, you want to check like opposite of that. Then we're going to move on to the rim. This is the rim right here. You want to just make sure no repair welds, anything like that. You want to make sure there's no bends, no cracks. You want to make sure there's no rust trails on the outside of the rim, which would indicate the tire is loose on the rim. We're going to move on to the lug nuts. You want to make sure all the lug nuts are secured, not present, or they are present, not cracked, not broken, not missing, not loose. You want to make sure there's no halos around, which would indicate that the rim has been riding loose on the what are these things called? On the lug nuts, studs. Yeah, on the studs. And that's it for the rim. The hub oil seal, which is right here. You want to make sure the housing is intact, not cracked, not broken, not missing. Oil is at the proper level. This doesn't have an eyeglass, but you can check the oil. No signs of excess grease seeping out of it. So there's a little bit of grease on this one, but it would be like pooling down here, like if it was overdoing it. So that's almost it for this side. There's one other thing that I didn't mention, which is the water pump, which is this piece right here. This is the water pump right there. Okay, you want to just mention that while you're on this side as well. Okay. And then now moving on to the other side. That's where you check your oil, dipstick. During the test, they may ask you to pull it out and check. Right now we're not going to, but it's right there. You would just pull it out, check it with a rag, dip it back in, that kind of thing. When you check the oil, the engine has to be off though. Don't check it when it's on. Power steering fluid, which is right here. Just want to make sure it's in the proper level. It's cold right now, so perfect. You want to make sure any of the hoses that go to the power steering pump or power steering box right here, all the hoses are good, intact, not cracked, broken, or missing. Pause.
Okay. I was having the video.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this group from Mission, they also need to be picked up at 12:45. The volunteers at